How has the coronavirus changed our world? Well, here's one of the ways.
Talk about a huge stimulus package designed to provide relief to millions of Americans who may be out of work while their bills are still piling up. You heard the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, say the goal is to send checks in the mail to American families within the next 2 weeks. Some lawmakers say the president's plan could almost cost $1 trillion. They are still nailing down how much those checks will be and who will be eligible. Then they need to make a deal with Congress.
We're going to do something that gets money to them as quickly as possible. That may not be an accurate way of doing it.
This would be the biggest stimulus package since the 2008 recession.
Holy smokes! The Federal Reserve is now printing as much money as they want. Forget $200 billion of stimulus or a few rounds of $80 billion. How about $1 trillion? Forget all of that. The Federal Reserve is now a Robinhood user taking advantage of unlimited leverage, or maybe just unlimited ink in their printing press. Basically, the Federal Reserve today at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on March 23rd announced that there will be no limits to the amount of money they can print.
I was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Economics for the movie I made about printing money for the poor. Let's look at an excerpt from that.
It's out in paperback now, and the kids can buy it now.
No.
Can we just print money?
Oh, they do.
But I mean, literally,
The Fed does.
They just keep printing.
We printed money for the rich. Well, we actually could print money for the poor. We would end destitution, end an awful lot of crime, and if we let them shop, all of this money would trickle back up to the ultra-rich.
Because it's not based on gold anymore. We can really do what we want. No one has to know.
Stop right
Who's
there.
going to be mad? The Chinese? Look, they already have us. I was talking to a guy.
I think you are an economist.
What we just saw here from the Daily Show is that, yes, they're printing money. Yes, they're printing money. Watch a little bit of a comedy about it.
Well, I'm trying to fix the broken economy with a little help from Hank and Timothy.
Underestimated the housing slump. Now we're looking at an $800 billion tune-up. P-R-I-N-T money.
Lower interest rates to -3. Tried bailing out banks, only to find
They blew it on pay pumps and interior design.
now instead of looking like a bunch of champs, we can't get within 15 feet of a tramp stamp. P-R-I-N-T money. That's how I'm gonna fix the economy.
The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is zero probability of default.
And what you've seen here is that they're printing money. Yes, they're simply printing money. Now, why don't we do it for the right reason?
Well, we can just print money. Why not? People will say, well, we can't print money, it'll upset the system. If we freeze prices, we can stop inflation. And then if we print money to give to the poor and people, because what is the true value in an economy other than the consumer? The golden arrow of consumption.
Consumption. This is the heart of the system, the engine that drives it. It is so important that protecting this arrow has become the top priority for both of these guys. That's why after 9/11, when our country was in shock, and President Bush could have suggested any number of appropriate things, to grieve, to pray, to hope. No, he said to shop, to shop. We have become a nation of consumers. Our primary identity has become that of being consumers, not mothers, teachers, farmers, but consumers. The primary way that our value is measured and demonstrated is by how much we contribute to this arrow, how much we consume.
So our value as humans is in our shopping.
After World War II, President Eisenhower asked Americans to shop. And we started to see that the value of the dollar is determined by its demand. America's true and best asset and value, backing the dollar, is the American consumer.
Their civic duty, consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball, it's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left, buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need.
Nothing quite compares to the joy of shopping.
Well, except today.
Oh. Yes, the crazy American shopper will buy pretty much anything, and that's what drives the economy. That's what creates value in the system.
These people are going to buy even more stupid shit. They ain't got enough stupid shit at home. They just had a stupid shit sale. They ain't going to buy more. They're going to go out in the parking lot and stuff this stuff into the big, fat, ugly, oversized SUV that's got plenty of room in it. Plenty of room in it for stupid shit and lots of room left over for these big, fat, ugly motherfuckers to get them home.
Shopping drives a system, but these people are kind of stupid and don't really understand what they should or shouldn't buy. So governments and industry need to step in and make sure that there's healthy things for them to eat at an inexpensive price.
These people are efficient, professional, compulsive consumers.
Shopping helps the system, but also it makes people feel better about themselves. It gives us euphoria.
Only a nation of unenlightened half-wits could have taken this beautiful place and turned it into what it is today, a shopping mall. A big fucking shopping mall. You know that?
Yes, we train our children early on shopping. We make sure that they come with us and we train them early to get them into the shopping mode.
Oh, sorry.
And in the future, we need to pay people to become shoppers.
Mile after mile of mall after mall. Many, many malls. Major malls and mini malls. They put the mini malls in between the major malls. And in between the mini malls, they put the mini marts. And in between the mini marts, you got the car lots, gas stations, muffler shops, laundromats, cheap hotels, fast food joints, strip clubs, and dirty bookstores.
Oh, I love it.
How do you think they could sell 2 of these for $5 unless we had volume in the system? We need to shop.
America the Beautiful, one big transcontinental commercial cesspool. And how do the people feel about all this? How do the people feel about living in a coast-to-coast shopping mall? Well, they think it's just fucking dandy.
Hundreds of shoppers rush into a Los Angeles Costco this morning with this warning. Supplies are being rationed to keep up with the unprecedented coronavirus panic shopping. Customers run down store aisles at full speed and then quickly start loading up their carts. Within moments of this Costco opening, a sea of shoppers came back to this area where the water and paper
To
goods
save
are
our
stored.
society in the coronavirus age, the post-coronavirus age, we need to print money. We need to be able to print money. We need to be able to give money to the poor people in some type of voucher system, whatever, to get them money so that they can buy things and save the economy. That's what we learned from the coronavirus. Print money.
Are U.S. Treasury bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is zero probability of default.
So just what has the threat of a GMO virus taught the world? Well, we need to recognize that money is not as important as we used to think. We need to get back to an idea like I had of a karma pay, where we could pay things in karma, partially in karma. We start to get back to an idea of brotherhood, emotion. We need to start recognizing that money is not everything. We need to recognize that we need to stop the evil ultra-rich because big tobacco, big sugar, big pharma, they're causing immune suppression, creating more and more potentials, and actually fostering this GMO type of idea that could create the destruction of humanity. We need to recognize that we can print money for the poor, let them shop, and drive the economy simply from there. So now we recognize that we need to get back to an idea of brotherhood, sharing and caring, for the human race to grow and prosper and learn from the coronavirus.
Gene Roddenberry took me under his wing early on. I would often go up to his office, and he'd talk to me about his remarkable vision of the future.
The economics of the future is somewhat different. You see, money doesn't exist in the 24th century.
No money. One day he told me this. In the 24th century, there will be no hunger, and there will be no greed. And he believed it, and he made me believe it. And to this day, it's one of many philosophies that have stirred our imagination and kept this legend alive.
The acquisition of wealth is no longer the driving force in our lives. We work to better ourselves and the rest of humanity.
People are no longer obsessed with the accumulation of things. We've eliminated hunger, want, the need for possessions. We've grown out of our infancy.
Thank you, Gene, for creating an extraordinary world we'd all like to live in, and a wondrous future to which we all can aspire.
Yes, he saw a future with no bigotry, no greed, no war, no poverty, where people work to better themselves and humanity. And the human race, the idea that he saw in Star Trek, to help show people that if they believe in themselves and their abilities, that they could succeed. And it was this idea that helped inspire me to work with the Project Maitreya. Before Corona, it was, what's the use of happiness if you can't buy money? Now after Corona, what's the use of money if you can't buy happiness? So maybe the threat of the GMO virus has taught us a lesson. Maybe we can release the fisthold that money has over the world and the people. Release the fisthold that the evil ultra-rich have because of money. And maybe we can find a way to make the human race better. Print money for the poor and let them shop.